blow up. Oh, okay, wake up in the morning to the clear blue sky. Turn up the music when I hop in the ride. The windows down, let the whole world see.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today. We do have a very mildly red day in the markets. We have a few altcoins that are doing very well today. Polkadot hitting all-time highs. Cardano hitting all-time highs. Matic, Polygon hitting all-time highs. So it is not all red in the markets, but for the most part, not really the best day. Kusama also hitting an all-time high as well. Having a look at Bitcoin right here, you can see we are still struggling to get back to those levels. We're not even close to the all-time high. We're struggling just to stay above the $50,000 level, and there is a lot of FUD that has come out in the past few days between the Elon Musk FUD, the Binance situation with the Department of Justice, Square saying that they're not going to be purchasing any more Bitcoin, and the list goes on. The biggest question is this actually coordinated FUD? Well, there is something, and if you don't know what FUD stands for, that is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Well, speaking of fear, there is something that is happening right now that has not happened since the pandemic crash for Bitcoin back when COVID was first announced, and we have something amazing showing up in the charts right now. Now, I'm going to get into that, but there's also something else to mention, and that is that right now there is a narrative happening on social media, happening on TikTok, everywhere you turn. People are rooting for Bitcoin to get flipped by some other currency. They're saying Bitcoin is the dinosaur tech. We need another currency. It's altcoin season, Dogecoin to the moon. That's the people's money, right? So there is a lot of tribalism happening right now, and people are actually rooting for Bitcoin to get flipped by another altcoin. Now, is this possible? Will it happen? Well, we need to talk about some things right now because there is something absolutely massive happening right now in the charts, and you're going to be able to make a lot of money if you play your cards right. So I want to share that with you today. Also, before we move on, I just want to give a shout out to my little sister. She is graduating today. She just got her bachelor's degree. Congratulations. I'm actually heading out to see her virtually graduate. So if you guys want to wish her a happy graduation day, she will certainly appreciate that. It's been 4 years of long work, but that being said, we need to dive into the charts. So, having a look right here, guys, once again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, we do these updates as frequently as possible to bring you the most up-to-date news and help you make the most money in these markets. But having a look right now, it looks like not too many people are making money in these markets recently because you can see right now, we've pretty much erased this gigantic candle pump that we had back in March. Now, I just want to point out that Bitcoin is known for its 30% pullbacks. And interestingly enough, if we actually go from the top of the candle right here where we had the $64,000 Bitcoin top all the way down to the bottom, we have actually had a 28% correction already. Now, we usually look for that 30 to 33% correction. Are we going to get it, or is this the bottom, and should we be looking for a Bitcoin reversal? Well, that's what I want to talk about today because you can see right here, we're actually starting to put in lower highs. Okay, right here we had this high, we've had a lower high, and then we had this low, and we've had two lower lows since. So this means that Bitcoin is actually trending down. This is not a good sign. You're basically falling lower with each move, right? However, you can also note the fact that we have been in a bull market, and remember, if you have a bearish signal, it's usually neutral. A neutral signal is bullish, and a bullish, pattern is extremely bullish, right, in a bull market. Well, note that even in traditional markets, if you look at this as starting to form a falling wedge, which is what I do believe it looks like, that is a traditional move looking for a breakout to the upside. So if that is textbook traditionally bullish, then I would say it's extra bullish right now. Now, we do have some fundamentals to go into later, but as you can see right here, I've showed you that whatever Bitcoin tends to start putting in, it usually does the reversal. Just like we had this giant ascending wedge, which is the opposite of a falling wedge, right? Right here. Some people think this is a triangle. It's more of a wedge in my opinion, but whatever you want to call it. But you can see, nevertheless, we fell out. Well, if I go back over here, when we had our falling wedge, we had the breakout. And if I go back to what we're looking at right now, this is exactly what I believe we're starting to put in right now. Now, the biggest question is, do I think we couldn't go lower? Like, is this the bottom? Well, that's the thing. I do believe, especially with Bitcoin, that there's always that opportunity for the whales, whoever's in charge of, making these markets, essentially does want to fake people out, wants to make you second guess your decisions, second guess your investments. And we do know that we have this crazy blue zone down here, as well as this support on the red line, which shows us that Bitcoin could even want to retest anywhere between $43,000 and $44,000, right? That would not be out of the cards for Bitcoin to do that. But what I want to show you is a very interesting formation of a similar move that Bitcoin did back here at the end of April. Now, this is on the 1 hour, very low time frame. I don't usually like looking at this, but I want to show you this so you can get a better visual. Now, you can see right here, Bitcoin was starting to put in lower highs, 57, 57.3, 57.1, 55, and then we fell. And we came all the way down here to 47, right? Now look what we did. We had this, we came back up, we had a little bit of a fake out, right? And we dumped again even lower before having the bounce. Essentially what we did was we put in a double bottom, right? Where Bitcoin came down once, had a little bit of a halfway fake out, came down again, and then took off. It basically looks like a W, right? Well, if we have a look at what we're doing right here, we had a very similar situation, excluding this, if you don't look at this wick right here, or you could keep the wick, doesn't really matter. But ultimately, look, we started putting in lower lows, and boom, we came down, we came back up, we had that halfway fake out, and now we're coming down again. So this is showing me that we could be setting up for another double bottom move. And you can see right here, that move took us from 46,800 all the way up to 59,500. So that was quite an increase. In fact, from bottom to top, you could see that after that move, Bitcoin had a 27% move to the upside. Now, I'm not saying that we couldn't be, looking for one of these lower like we did back here, but what I am saying is it does overall look like that's the move that we're trying to do. And also, as I pointed out, we touched the 21 exponential on the weekly for the first time during this bull run. You can see down here, we were kind of dancing around. I shouldn't say the first time. We actually had it used as support in August and September through pretty much through October of last year. But since then, we haven't had any retests. We were sitting quite off of it. There was a lot of exuberance, right? And what we're seeing right now is that consolidation. And I do believe that we are looking for a move to the upside. And by the way, guys, if you are interested in learning how to trade these using leverage over on Bybit, obviously not recommended for beginners, but you can make a lot of money with not as much capital when the price goes up or if the price goes down. So if you guys are interested, check out that tutorial popping up above, $200 extra in bonuses. And also there is a super Femex deposit dazzle happening if you're more interested in the altcoins. That is a $2,000 trading bonus depending on how much money you deposit. And there's an extra $200 if you use my link below. So that's $2,200 in bonuses. Check those links below if you are interested. Also, I do have a Femex tutorial as well popping up above. But I want to talk about what we are seeing recently, okay? And this is what is really starting to spook out a lot of these investors. So you have Gareth Soloway, the chief marketing strategist from In the Money stock, has suggested that Bitcoin might experience further price correction to $30,000 after Tesla suspended the asset as a form of payment. Bitcoin to $30,000. My friends, if Bitcoin was to go back to $30,000 from the high right here. Okay, let's go all the way down to $30,000. We are talking about a 53.75% decrease. This is not common for Bitcoin to do in bull markets. If we saw a 50% reversal, we would most certainly be entering into a bear market. Do I think we're entering into a bear market? No, I do not. More on that later. Looking over here, Magic Poop Cannon, yes, you heard that right, has explored the possibility of Bitcoin entering a bear market. If it happens, Bitcoin could drop to as low as 12K or 15K. Bitcoin is currently trading below the 50-day moving average, which is a sign of weakness. He also speculates that perhaps Tesla knew Bitcoin was near a top, hence the announcement to stop accepting Bitcoin for car payments. And you can see Tim Draper actually said, has anyone calculated the energy and CO2 the existing banking system uses? The buildings, the paper, the bankers themselves. Maybe Elon should not accept fiat for cars, right? And you can see right here, the FUD continues. Everywhere you look, Department of Justice looks into Binance. Elon dumps Bitcoin. In fact, what I wanted to talk about was the fear and greed index is now at 27. It was at 26 yesterday. You could see we were sitting in extreme greed back above, 79 last month. Now, what I want to point out down here is if we actually look at the fear and greed over the past, let's do the past year. Let me do max, okay? You could see that the last time that we had levels this low was essentially back during the, pandemic crisis when stocks started crashing. Bitcoin went all the way back down to 30,000. What is the saying? When there is blood in the streets, even if it's your own blood, that is when it's time to buy. When everyone is greedy, that's when you need to be getting concerned. But right now, we're clearly seeing that everyone is fearful. And before we move on, I do want to continue talking about this, but just getting back to the fact that Bitcoin could go down to 15 to 12K, my friends, I believe what is happening right now is major consolidation, exactly like Andre said. He said, I agree, everything consolidating right now, we are looking for a pump, and each previous consolidation was looking for a pump as well. That's why I said right here over on Twitter, I said, this Tesla, Binance, Square FUD all coming out exactly at the same time seems coordinated. Some inside billionaire club missed the boat on Bitcoin and now are trying to bring the boat back to buy cheap. This is bullish. Mark my words, the next Bitcoin pump will be legendary, and I am going to continue on this a little bit longer, but having a look at this consolidation that we are seeing right here, you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks, so 3 months and a week of consolidation. My friends, what we are witnessing right now is the potential bottom of the next bear. Yes, you heard that right. I think that this level that we are experiencing right now with all of this consolidation is where we are going to see the price come back and retest during the next market. There is so much volume, so much VPVR happening right here, so long for consolidation that I do believe that when Bitcoin eventually comes up to 300,000, 250, I believe that after the next bear, we could come down and actually bottom out right where we are right now. And, if we were up there, that would take Bitcoin down, depending, if you go from 300, that's an 80% pullback, which is usually what we see in the majority of these bear markets. So I think that if you think it's too late or you think it's the top right now, I think what you're essentially doing is buying the ultimate dip 3 years from now, or you're just buying it right now. So I think, in my theory, that what we're seeing right now will be the price floor for the end of the bear market in the next 2 to 3 years. So, where is that going to be? I think $42,000, in my opinion, is the absolute low that we're going to see Bitcoin ever go once Bitcoin breaks to all new time highs. So next new high, we're not going below 42K. You guys can quote me on it if you want. It's just my opinion. What do I know? I'm a guy on the internet. But looking at how things have previously played out, I do believe that's what's happening. In fact, like Plan B said, net result, Turkey ban, U.S. tax FUD, fake Toshi lawsuits, Elon Tesla energy FUD. Well, he says after all this, he still says Bitcoin is going to go 5 times higher. Or Bitcoin is still 5 times higher than about 6 months ago, and both the stock to flow model and on-chain data indicate that we are only halfway during this bull run. I would not be surprised to see another 50x in the next 6 months. And you can see stock to flow always comes up to this line right here, which if we have a look right here, could be anywhere between $200,000 to $450,000 Bitcoin. My bet is that we certainly hit a $250,000 Bitcoin this cycle, which would be a 5x from this level. Now, don't forget that Bitcoin's narrative does continue to evolve. It continues to change over time, right? You can see it first was looked at as an eCash proof of concept, then cheap payments, then anonymous darknet currency, which that was a very dark time, then reserve currency for crypto, censorship-resistant e-gold, programmable shared database, and recently it has been a favorable, uncorrelated financial asset. But nevertheless, we can see that Bitcoin dominance continues to fall lower and lower. In fact, this is the lowest dominance we have seen Bitcoin in quite some time, pushing on the lows of 34% that we saw back in 2018. Now we are down to 40%. And interestingly enough, over on crypto Twitter, Girl Gone Crypto said, apparently the people of TikTok think that Bitcoin is crypto for boomers. Well, okay then. And I did have a bit of a controversial response to this where I said, I felt exactly the same way when I first got into crypto. I thought Bitcoin was dinosaur tech and I only held altcoins. This is actually true. If you guys first followed my channel when I first started it over 3.5 years ago, I was only focused on altcoins. I didn't even care about Bitcoin. How the tides have changed. A multi-year bear market can change your perspective a lot. I said, let's see how they feel about their altcoins after they lose 99% of value, like 99% of the tokens did last time. Now, I'm not trying to offend anyone. If you're holding altcoins right now, I'm sure some of them have extremely surpassed Bitcoin. But remember, it's only profits until, it's only profits when you sell. For me, I move my profits into Bitcoin. Bitcoin has proven itself. Now, if you don't believe me, I'm not saying that whatever altcoin you're holding now isn't, the greatest thing since sliced bread. If that's your opinion, keep holding it. That's your thing. If you believe in it, hold it. But, having a look over here, come over to, some of these last pages on CoinMarketCap. 9,830 cryptos. I mean, look at these coins. Look at these coins at the end of this page. BitBlocks Finance, Pink Moon, Private App Network, SafeXI, Altura, CC Swap, Richie Rich Token, Snowball, Pube Finance, everybody. Pube Finance, okay? $0. I mean, look at these coins. Cabosa, Safe Cookie. What is all this stuff right here, guys? So, yes, look, there are always going to be altcoins that are going to perform very well. In fact, I look for these altcoins. I welcome these altcoins, right? Obviously, guys, when we talk about on this channel altcoin gains, you need to think about it, all right? What do you need to do? You need to, one, either be in something that has longevity, has a good team, is actually solving something, or you need to ride the hype, which you can do. There's always opportunity to make money on hype, but as they go up fast, they can also fall fast. And the other thing you could do is get in very early. Those are really the only three things you can do to be profitable when it comes to the altcoins, right? Get in the good ones, which we know that it's very hard to find those blue chips. You can ride the hype train, but you better know when to sell. Or the third situation is you can get in so early before everyone else that even if the coin does fall 90%, you're good, right? Which is why, a lot of these IDOs tend to be very interesting. People are, very interested in them, right? And you can see right here, I actually had a video. And I'm only going into altcoins because sometimes I get the whole K-Dub, you're just a Bitcoin maximalist. No, I'm not, guys. I'm not. I watched my portfolio, go from a ridiculously low number, had the most money I ever had in my entire life in 2017. It was amazing. And I just held and held because I believed in these altcoins. I watched all of the value bleed out. And then I watched a handful of them being things like Ethereum, Cardano, Chainlink, that's really it, right? A V-Chain did quite well, a few of them. But for the most part, everything else bled out and Bitcoin continued to put in new highs. And you can see right here, I made this video in June 20th, which got less views than my videos that I even make today. And these were, these are the long-term coins I was looking at, Chainlink, right? And you guys can go back and watch this video. Almost every coin, I think out of all the coins, there might have been two of them that, performed all right. The other 8 did very well. And you can see Chainlink, $4.18. I don't have to tell you what Chainlink did. We're up at $43. Obviously, we were over $50. Another project that I told you guys about, and everybody knows I'm a huge fan of Polkadot. Polkadot did recently just break its all-time high yesterday. You can see right here, I told you its little brother, Kusama, very, very interesting project, super low cap. It was only 15 million market cap at $5.34. And today we have actually had a 100x on Kusama. Kusama at $575 from just $5. These are the projects you want to hold. These are the blue chips. Another project that you know I've been super bullish on, I told you guys about, which was also in the video, top 10 picks. I said Matic. This was 2 cents at the time. Today, Matic got up to $1.73. 2 cents to $1.73, my friends. These are the altcoins that you want to hold long term. I'm happy to talk about the short-term meme coins. Sure, you can make money. I'm happy to talk about the flavor of the week, and I do offer you guys opportunities that I see for these IDOs. If you can get into them, you're probably doing well. But at the end of the day, you want to find those blue chips, right? Another project that I had mentioned to you guys on this channel when it first came out was PlotX. PlotX came out during an interesting time for Ethereum. You know, obviously we've had a lot of issues with the gas fees, but you can see right here, the market cap is sitting at just a very, very small 17 million, which was roughly what Kusama was sitting at when I first told you about. And the fact that I had mentioned this to you guys previously, this coin was sitting at around 3 to 4 cents, and currently it's not up 10x just yet, but it has made quite an increase already. I mean, you can see back here, the coin was trading at around 3 cents. It actually did do a 10x because it got up to 33 cents, recently pulled back, but this is a project that you want to look at. These guys are doing a cross-chain prediction market protocol for crypto traders. And also another thing just to point out right here, their version 2 mainnet is now live. After months of development and extensive community testing, we present to you an all-new PlotX version 2 on, you guys guessed it, Matic, Polygon. Told you guys, Ethereum layer 2 solutions were necessary. We need them. Nobody wants to pay $300 in gas fees to do swaps, which they were literally that high a few days ago. It was sick. It was just ridiculous. 6 markets to predict on, they say. Gasless predictions, cross-chain swaps, guaranteed liquidity, blazing fast experience, and so much more. So this is why I try to bring these projects to you. Another one that I think is going to do quite well, which actually had a very rough launch, a rough start, did very well in the beginning. But then, as you guys can see, the price did pull back a little bit, is JigStack right here. Now, JigStack is currently up 23% today, and I do believe that is based on this news, which is the Stake Bank. They say, get ready for the easiest DeFi staking solution. Stake Bank will have a farm section where you can stake your stake to ETH LP. By staking your LPs, you'll receive, stack as reward, STAK, JigStack. To get LPs, you'll just provide liquidity to stack ETH pool on Uniswap tutorial coming soon. So look out for that, guys. They're going to be launching a tutorial. Follow them at JigStack. And you can see right here, they say Grayscale and now CME are just some of the institutions investing in Ethereum as a major contender for global commerce. These institutions have started to deploy assets and programs, and is now apparent that Ethereum is fulfilling its original promise as the new world internet. With over 200,000 developers globally contributing to or developing on this tech stack, we anticipate millions of dApps and financial assets deployed and managed on this revolutionary layer, with transactions exceeding trillions in daily volume. And as you can see, guys, over here, once again, their market cap isn't even listed, up 23% today on the news. But you can see right here, upon launch, they were up at about 20 cents, and currently they're sitting at about 4 cents. Now, this has only been out for just a little bit. I do believe that this could be a potentially amazing opportunity, not financial advice, of course, to accumulate JigStack. Some people are calling this the potential Microsoft of DeFi. Obviously, they call themselves the DAO of DeFi. So whatever you want to look at, that is something else. And one other project as well is, of course, ZK Chaos. Now, what was interesting about this is they're actually going to do Bounce and BSC Station dual IDO on May 24th. And I want to read this to you. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, well, ZK Chaos is based on Ethereum Layer 2 network, right? Right. But they say the reason why they abandoned the IDO on Ethereum is that the high gas fees are very unfavorable for fans to participate, while you can participate on BSC at a very low cost. So you can see right now, even something doing Ethereum Layer 2, and they're saying they're going to continue to work on solving the privacy issues of Ethereum and other ecosystems, is choosing to do it over on BSC because of the high gas fees, which is exactly why we need to be looking at these layer 2s and looking at things that are integrating into layer 2s as well. Or, like I had said, Kusama, Polkadot, other networks as well. Elrond was another one that we had called very early. So these are the types of things that I look at, right? I look at longevity. I look at things that you can hold on to for the long run. But that being said, guys, having a look right here, I do believe that we could be putting in a giant double bottom. I believe that we could potentially, at the worst case scenario, have a retest of Bitcoin around that $42,000 level. It's a possibility, but at the end of the day, I do believe that this is coordinated FUD. I do believe that there are billionaires out there that want to see, maybe Bitcoin get flipped to shake the hands out. Maybe Ethereum flips Bitcoin or something, right? We saw it get very, very close with Bitcoin Cash, right? Remember that scary day? It looked like it was going to happen, but inevitably Bitcoin just stayed up at the top, right? So not worried, still feeling bullish, guys. I do believe what we're seeing is massive consolidation, and I just wanted to bring you that, the fact that fear is at the same low as the pandemic scare, and we have this very similar consolidation pattern in a falling wedge. I do believe that when Bitcoin pumps, we are going to smash through 60K, smash through 70K, and a lot of people that are holding their altcoins are probably going to be saying, man, I wish I had put just a little bit into Bitcoin. But my opinion, guys, remember, it is just my opinion, and I'm just a crazy guy on the internet. Don't take anything that I take seriously. This is, once again, just how I feel about the markets based on my 4+ years experience looking at these coins and Bitcoin and altcoins, okay? So thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. Hope you have a wonderful day. Today, remember, it is the weekend. Things could get a little bit crazy. We got to see what happens Monday when markets open for futures. But for that being said, that is it. That is enough. This video is long enough today, my friends. But remember, if you are looking to trade, be safe out there. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. And if you do want to check out the tutorials on Bybit and Femex, they are popping up right here, right now. Check them out. That's it for today. Until next time, stay crypto, and of course, peace out.